Deleted the first combat video because there's a couple of errors in it. So we're going to show an example of an assault attack from the Confederate Force 2 against the Union Force 2. This is going to be an attack across a creek. First thing you have to do is, once you've declared your assault, is you have to roll a dice. And if you roll a dice, if you roll a 6, the assault fails automatically. Well, I rolled a dice and I got a 5. Okay, there's no modifiers in this particular case. You then take that 5 from the command rating of your commander, which is Yule here, and if you see the number on the right, it's a 6. I see 6 is his command value. So the result taken then is a value of 1, which is fine. If the result had been 0 or less, I think it's 0 or less, just let me check. No, it's actually less than 0. So if the modified result had been less than 0 instead of 1, the assault would have failed. Okay, so the assault goes ahead. Let's have a look at I rolled my 2 dice. I got a 5 for the Union and 6 for the Confederacy. You next have to apply your modifiers to your dice. Now we'll do Confederate first, Union first. The only modifier to the Union die roll is the fact that you're defending a creek, so that gives you a modified die roll of 6. Now the attackers, I've got, because I'm doing an assault, I automatically get a +1. I also have to look at my tactical values on all my troops, and that's the left-hand figure on your counter. So because my leaders also stacked with this, or in the hex of all these units, I can use his tactical value, which is 4. If I look at the Union's tactical value, same process. We can use Slocum, he's a 3. So the tactical value difference is +1. So I've got a modifier of +2 so far. I've also got artillery to take into account. So if you look at the figure on the right hand side of the military units, like Early is a 2, Johnson is a 7, Rhodes is a 2. So you add all those up, that's 11. And you take that from the defenders, artillery, which is 3, which gives me 8. You cross-reference it on the artillery modifier table. So I'm attacking, effectively, it's clear terrain. Even though there's a railroad junction in there, it doesn't have any effect. I can get a +2, but there's a little notation next to it. If I check that notation, it says just prior to combat, roll a dice. Well, I did roll a dice and I got an odd number, so that means my artillery modifier is +1 rather than +2. Okay, so effectively that gives me a modifier of +3 to my Confederate roll of 6. So I then take 9 modified from 6, 6 from 9, doesn't really matter, and I get a 3. So 3 is the row in which I resolve the result. So it's +3. So then cross-reference the 19 steps of the Union on +3 gives me a 2 DR. Right. So that's 2 steps lost, a demoralization, and a retreat. Go across to the Confederacy, do the same thing on the 38-49 table, and row 3 I get a 3 FA, which is 3 fatigued with an advance after combat. Okay, we'll do the Union first. So first thing I need to do is apply the demoralization, the D result, which is disorganization and fatigue. So I get all my units become disorganised and I get a fatigue of 3 on the Union force. So I'll put the fatigue over there. I'll then disorganise all my troops, and I've also got to take a 2-step loss. So to disorganise, you simply turn the counters over. So as you see, the number on the left is the actual organised strength, it's 7, but 5 is the actual combat value because it's disorganised. So I do that with all the Union things, and I'm going to take my 2 steps from Lockwood's command. I'll do the retreat in a second. For the Confederacy, I need to apply the 3 levels of fatigue that I gained. I've already got a fatigue level of 1 because I just launched an assault, so I will end up with fatigue level of 4 as a result of this attack. Okay, so we decide we've got a retreat of 2 to 4 hexes, and you've got to follow a retreat chart. The first hex you go is you go on retreat chart 1. So I'm looking at my priority, and I've got a road hex, so I can use that, and that's my priority 1 retreat. So I'm going to use that. I get no manpower loss as a result of that. So I fall back to Grist Mill. Then for any further hexes you retreat, use the retreat chart 2. Retreat is not in an enemy zone of control or enemy occupied, which is, yeah, and has 0 effect on manpower. So I'm going to move to Sam's Creek post office, I assume that is. And then I'm going to take a 3rd one to put a creek between me and any other Confederates. And I also get a slightly rougher terrain as well on that side of the creek. Okay. Right, I hope I've done that right this time. That's quite a process if you're not familiar with the rules. But it does give you quite a lot of options. Oh yeah, one thing I haven't done the Confederate advance after combat, which I might as well, because it puts creeks all around me. And I also retain a clear retreat up the road as well if anybody has a go at me.